If you clicked on this video, you have a binge eating challenge. That is, you overeat many times, even though you told yourself that last time was the last time, or you have done it again. And you have tried to stop binge eating in the past before. You have tried a bunch of ways, maybe a bunch of diets that you saw online, and those ways have not worked. You keep making progress, you feel good, you relapse, and the cycle happens over and over again. If that's you, then my name is Blessing, and I used to face the exact same challenge too. I watched a lot of videos teaching me how to be disciplined. I listened to podcasts, but the truth is, I kept binge eating. So today, I'm going to teach you one of the biggest mindset shifts that helped me the most to escape that rut that I was in, and to now be in a position where not only have I quit binge eating, but I now help men from all around the world who are facing this exact challenge too. So today I'm going to teach you what that mindset is, and I'm also going to give you 3 practical takeaways that you can take away from this video, and you can go and you can start to apply in your life today. So before I teach you the mindset shift, I need to explain to you something that you might relate to. So there's a chance that your parents were a bit like mine, which is when you were given food on a plate, you were told to finish that food. Whether you are full or you're hungry, that's not really a question. The most important thing is just finish what's on the plate. And what you don't realize is, as time passes, your brain starts to learn to ignore its hunger signals. That is, when you feel full, because you are forced to ignore yourself, now you just keep eating and you keep eating anyways, despite feeling full. And that can teach your brain some weird patterns that we have to get rid of. Which is why, if you want to quit binge eating for the first few months, like, you need to ignore your mind, because your mind has been trained to make you binge eat before. Simply put, if your mind was a tool that was helping you to stop binge eating, well, you wouldn't be binge eating right now. So you really need to ignore your mind. Now, I'm going to teach you what you should ignore your mind for. Like, yeah, English is not my first language, okay? I'm going to teach you the things that you should ignore when your mind tells you to, if you want to stop binge eating. So, have you ever had a plan that you are trying to stick to? And let's say you say you're going to eat at 10 o'clock, but then it's 8 o'clock and you start to feel cravings. Your brain is like, we need to eat right now. But you know that it goes against the plan. But for some reason, you're getting the urge to eat it. Or if you have to make progress, you need to learn how to ignore your cravings. Because really, cravings are really just your brain saying, I'm used to eating this, or I'm used to eating at this time, so let's eat. But if that worked, you wouldn't be here watching a video that is teaching you how to not eat like that. So you need to ignore your cravings. The next thing that you need to ignore from your mind is a bit tough. So we all have that story in our mind that our brain tells us that, we are a binge eater, you're never going to make progress. Or sometimes your mind tells you that, look, you always binge, so what's the point? So you need to ignore the stories that your mind tells you if you want to make progress. Because really, our mind just lies to us, bro. Like, we have all these stories about who we are, about how we should behave, and they're so ingrained into us that if we don't learn to ignore them, we're never going to make progress. So learn to ignore the stories that your mind tells you. The third thing is, if you ever start a plan and then you see something that is delicious, and your mind is like, let's just eat this one time, and before you know it, that one time turns into a downward spiral, and you get in a rut, you start to binge it, you start to ruin all your progress. So you need to ignore the compromises that your brain tells you to make. And I mean compromises like, just this one time, or this one thing won't hurt, just eat this. Like, you need to ignore the compromises that your mind gives you. I'm going to now give you 3 things to do instead after you ignore your mind. The first thing, have a plan and stick to it. When your mind tells you to not stick to the plan, just know that It's just my mind. Like, I don't need to listen to this and just ignore it. The second thing is you need to eat only when you're hungry. Don't just eat because other people are eating. Train yourself to only eat when you're hungry. Now, as you make progress and you start to advance in your journey, you can start to like tweak this rule and start to add adjustments. But for now, just follow that rule. Only eat when you're hungry. And how this looks like on a daily basis is you have one meal around 10 a.m. because you'll be hungry. Then you have the next meal at 2 a.m. because you'll be hungry then, and you have the last meal at like 6 p.m. So you just keep doing that and only eating when you're hungry, and you're going to make progress. Now, the next thing that you need to do, this one is going to get me some hates. There are going to be people who might see this and say, "Oh, I'm being extreme," but they are fat, right? So don't listen to fat people. But I believe one of the things that is causing us damage in this world, and that thing is going to cause more death than car accidents, is going to ruin many people's lives, is junk food. And if you want to make progress to stop binge eating, then you have to cut it out completely. Because it is like one of the biggest causes, if not the biggest cause, of people getting addicted to food and the people wasting their lives away and living a miserable existence forever is because of junk food. So if you want to make progress, you need to cut out junk food from your life completely. And I mean completely. On your father's birthday, don't eat it. On your mother's birthday, don't eat it. Literally just deny, and never eat junk food ever again. It really is one of the most effective ways to make progress. Now, if you are thinking, oh, blessing, this video was amazing, but I want more content. Well, I'm going to link a free community in the description. It's where I'll personally work with you. It's free, and just join, and I'll help you to reach your goals. And yeah, see you inside.